The Valley Radio Online.
Located in the Cartway area of Bridgnorth is the famous Bishop's Percy's house, a black and white half-timber building which was built in 1580 by Richard Forrester. Famous for being the birthplace of Bishop Thomas Percy, Bishop of Dromore and author of Percy's Reliquies, the building has been a foundry, a shop, a star of the National Cigarette advert from the 1960s, and the home of the Bridgnorth Boys Club from the 1940s to the end of the 20th century.
So, I mean, arguably this is the most important building in Bridgnorth because of its date, because of its position. There is a thought that although it says 1580 on the front of it, the building is actually much older, and there's a stone stair tower we can see on the west elevation, the east elevation rather, which suggests that it's 1400s rather than 1580. Against the painted brickwork you can see the rough stone of the medieval stair tower, which indicates that it's a much older building than the 1580 date on the front. As it changed from a high status building in the 16th century, the area began to decline socially and it became a hotbed of drinking houses and prostitution, and it basically stayed that way from around 1790s throughout the 19th century and well into the 20th century, and it's only in recent times that the area has become the twee village atmosphere that we have today.
So, join me, Nikki Brown and the Valley team as we follow the UK's foremost paranormal investigation team, Dead Haunted Nights, and chat to its leader, Phil Wyman from TV's Most Haunted, as we conduct the Bishop's Percy investigation. Hi, we're in conversation with Phil Wyman from Most Haunted and Dead Haunted Nights.
Hello.
Good evening, Phil. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. We've seen you many times in paranormal investigations on TV.
Mm-hmm.
What first got you into it?
I needed to go back to when I was about 11 years old. Started reading books on myths, like vampires and werewolves, that kind of thing, from the local library. I used to go with my dad, and he used to get me the books out of the adult section. And I just progressed on to ghosts and hauntings from there, really. When I was about 16, I started doing my own paranormal investigations at friends' houses, that kind of thing. And in 2002, I auditioned for 2 audition stages for the Scream Team programme on Living TV. And from there I went on to do the Most Haunted programme. So it's kind of all snowballed into the ultimate quest for paranormal investigators, which is Most Haunted.
Now, I read somewhere that one of your first sort of paranormal experiences was you saw your deceased pet cat.
That's right,
Can
yeah.
you tell me a little bit about that?
I was about 14 or 15, and I was just sat in my bedroom. I was actually doing a piece of music for a musical composition for an exam, and what I believed to be the dead family pet walked past my bedroom door, and I thought that's a bit odd, knowing it was like obviously deceased. And I walked out into the landing, and I couldn't see it anywhere, and it didn't walk past me. No way out because it was a dead end at the end of the corridor, so I've got no idea what it was.
As you walk into the house for the first time, the long, dark and damp passageways, crumbling plaster and winding staircases certainly give you the feeling that you are entering a classic haunted house from your worst nightmares. Now, if we talk a little bit about tonight's vigil, we're going into Bishop Percy's house in Bridgnorth, which was commissioned back in 1580. It's one of the oldest buildings in Bridgnorth, and it's rumoured to have a ghost on the top floor.
Right.
And we're going in tonight to have a little look and see what we can find.
Send you on the top floor. On your own.
On my own, thank you. I shall be there with you, Phil. Don't worry.
I'm not going to be there. You can be there.
Have you actually been up and had a look at the house?
I have, yes.
What were your first impressions?
Very creepy. Very creepy. First time I've seen it was today. The light was just dimming. I had to walk around with torches. Fantastic building. Absolutely fantastic. Exudes history and an atmosphere and character. If there is a haunted house in this area of Shropshire, that is going to be the place.
That is.
It's the kind of location, situation that you expect to read or hear about in a classic ghost story or haunting. And there are so many twists and turns. There's a lot of structure that obviously most of the location dates back from 1500s. So there's a lot of history and a lot of experiences and atmosphere perhaps soaked into the very foundations of the building. We might be able to tune into some of that with our own senses. Don't have to be psychic. I don't believe you have to be psychic to pick up on what a building atmosphere is like. I'm looking forward to it with some intrepidation, I must admit, because it's going to be very dark. From what I gather, there's no electricity in the building at all. So I hope you've got some torches for your batteries for your torches. And we're going to have a great night. It's going to be very, very atmospheric.
What you've got here, okay, is what we call a trigger object. Okay, so if you have a look, you see around the outside of the cross, there's a drawing.
Oh, yeah.
The barrier beams are to stop anybody touching it, so if somebody comes in here physically and touches it, the barrier beams will go off.
Okay.
That way we don't get messed with none of that.
The object of this experiment is to get interaction with any spirit that may be haunting the place to move the cross.
Okay. Sorry, can you just explain to the camera what that is?
It's just a dictaphone recorder, digital recorder, and I've attached a boundary mic to it, so that in theory will create a better speaker rather than just the one that comes standard on the actual dictaphone itself. So if we just leave that, then what we'll do is we can play that back afterwards when we've actually recovered from the investigation, and we can listen to see if they've caught anything audibles on the recording.
What's EVP?
EVP, basically electronic voice phenomena, which is spirit or discarnate voices or sounds caught on audio tape or audio devices. So basically you take, nowadays, I mean it's a digital voice recorder, but back in the day it used to be an analog tape recorder. And you just take it to a location, place it down in the area that's supposed to be haunted, press record, let it record. When you finish, get back home to where you check out all your bits and pieces, all your footage, etc., and listen back to it, see if you've got any strange or unencountered, unexplained voices or sounds on there that shouldn't be there. And you never know, it might just be a spirit voice.
Have you had many of those little things when you got home as little voices or noises?
The problem with EVP is they are very open to interpretation. A lot of the time you hear things, and you do record things, and you hear what sounds like a noise, but again, a lot of the time you can't actually make out what they say or what the words might be, if they are indeed words, until somebody says, I think that word sounds like mummy, mother, dad, father. And that's when people go, yeah, I think you're right. But by that time, you've already put the thought in the head that what they're going to be hearing is the word father or mother, etc., etc. So it is very open to interpretation. Very, very occasionally, you do get something that is very clear. But 9 times out of 10, you have to use extreme caution when you interpret what the sounds are.
Across the beam. Right. Cool. Do you guys want to try us out, Keith? What do you reckon? Are you alright?
Well, standing circle.
Have you seen something?
I'm just feeling over there. I don't know, I just drawn to over that side for some reason. I don't know why.
Which corner?
Just sort of this corner around here, just generally over there.
Alright guys, just relax as much as you can, okay? Just try and take in the atmosphere of the building for a few moments. Take some nice, deep relaxing breaths for me.
now, if anybody feels anything at all, okay, please speak up and let us know. Might be a case of somebody else feeling the same thing but don't want to actually say anything until somebody else confirms what they're feeling. In this building, you can hear my voice, see the people in this room. Please come forward and give us a sign that you're here with us. If you can make a noise for us, if you can touch somebody, if you can speak to somebody in the circle, or try and show yourself to one of us. Any communication attempt will be greatly appreciated, and we're not here to judge you or harm you at all. Just want to know a little bit more about you, so if you can, please do come forward, come into the circle, try and show yourself to us, please. I'd like to ask if you are here, anybody, can you make a noise for us? Can you knock on something, please? Can you bang on something for us?
If you're here and you are seen in this room, you can see in the windows, perhaps you want to be seen, now's your chance, come forward to us. Can't show yourself to this group, can you perhaps show yourself to another group in another part of the building?
Should we just join everybody in the other room for the moment? See what happens. Let's go. What's the table? Anybody got anything? Yes, that's your scene stuff just there. What, in front of the fireplace? Yeah, well, in front of the chimney breast. Oh, yeah.
I saw an energy by the door and it looked like an arm was coming out to reach for that door there, so I wondered what the door was used for.
That door behind?
Yes, that coloured door.
Okay. Okay, if there's anybody here with us in this room, any beings might like to join us, please come forward and let us know that you're here. Come and speak to us. We'd like to know what you've got to say about this place. Did you live here? Perhaps you died here at some point. If that's the case, then come and speak to us. Come and let us know of your existence in this building. We know that things have been seen here before by people when they visited or when they used to be here. So come and show us yourself. Let us know what you look like. Speak to us, make a sound. Touch one of us if you can. Perhaps you're drawn to a specific person in this group. If that's the case, then let them know by touching them or speaking to them. Well, if there's anybody here, can you repeat this for us? For us. For us.
You make a sound in the other room for us.
Did you hear that?
What?